Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Swapnil's Analysis. I am Swapnil. Today we are going to discuss a very beautiful poem of William Wordsworth, that is Lucy Gray. William Wordsworth, he has written about 6 poems which revolves around Lucy, but only 5 of them are clubbed together as a Lucy poems. This poem, Lucy Gray, although it is titled as Lucy Gray, but this poem is not clubbed in that group of Lucy poems. Many critics consider this poem not as a part of a Lucy poem. Why? Because the theme is quite different here, except to the 5 poems. Because in the 5 poems, except the one poem where Lucy is presented as a child, in all the 5 poems Lucy is presented as a beloved who died early. Basically, the concept of Wordsworth here was that to establish a character of Lucy. Who is a Lucy? We do not know. We don't have any idea about Lucy, because critics also have not come up with a very concrete reason that who this idealistic or imaginary Lucy was. But the one thing is quite explicit here is that Lucy is a part of nature. She is the most beautiful creation of the nature. She is the most beautiful creation of the nature. Why? Because we must understand here, even Wordsworth's time and Wordsworth as well believed that man, means human beings, they are the creation of God. God has created the human beings, and we are all the descendants of Adam and Eve, which this theory was later on challenged by Charles Dickens in Victorian era. So when Wordsworth wrote these Lucy poems, and when he established the character of Lucy, then he had the idea that we are the descendants of Adam and Eve, and human beings, they have been created by the God. So we must bear this fact in mind while evaluating Wordsworth's poetry, because while evaluating any of the literature before 1850, because literature has got changed after 1850. So here Wordsworth had written a letter in which he had explained the origin of the Lucy, where he says, written at Golzar at Germany in 1799. Remember, Lucy, all the Lucy poems, they were published in lyrical ballads. So basically, what is the lyrical ballad? Lyrical ballad is a combination of two things, a ballad and a lyric. These two qualities you will find in the lyrical ballads. So this poem was also published in that period in lyrical ballads in around 1798. So what does he writes here Wordsworth in that letter, that it was founded on a circumstances told me, I'm quoting Wordsworth, by my sister, of a little girl who, not far from the Halifax in Yorkshire, was bewildered in a snowstorm. Bewildered means lost somewhere. Her footsteps were traced by her parents to the middle of the lock of a canal, and no other vestige of her backward or forward could be traced. The body, however, was found in the canal. Lucy Gray was so. His sister Dorothy, when they were on holiday in Germany, she had described him about an incident, how a little girl, she got lost in the snowstorm, and how later on, after 2 days or 3 days, her body was found, and how her parents, They quest for her for the 2 days. So that idea what stuck in the minds of Wordsworth, and this story is totally based on that anecdote or the story told by to him by his sister Dorothy. Therefore, critics they do not club Lucy Gray, although the title of the poem is Lucy, in the Lucy poems sequence. So that could be the reason which I think. So here the poem is very simple. It is a lyrical ballad. The speaker of the poem, he is recalling the incident of Lucy. Recalling the memories of Lucy. And he is actually missing the Lucy. So what is here? The speaker, he is not at all connected with the Lucy. You must try to understand this fact here, because sometimes we are attracted towards little kids who are so cute, who are so beautiful, and who are so bubbly, and in a way charming, fascinating, although we are not related, but that image, that picture of that beautiful baby stuck to our mind for a long time. So here what has happened, this Lucy, she was not only beautiful, but she was simultaneously very charming. So here speaker, although he is not at all related to Lucy Gray, he is recalling her memories. He is informing us, and why he is informing us, that has been explained in the first stanza. If you read the first stanza, the poem is written in a very lucid language. So the title Lucy Gray or Solitude, because loneliness. Oft I had heard of Lucy Gray, and when I crossed the wild, I chanced to see at break of day the solitary child. Here he is saying that I have heard so many times, often, that what he had heard, that Lucy, you would find Lucy wandering in the wilds. But he had not encountered her yet. But today or yesterday, sometime in the back, he encountered her. He saw her, that she was wandering in the wild, means into the woods outside of the village. And there he is saying that when probably he might have gone on his morning walk, there he might have seen Lucy wandering into the woods. Therefore he says, I chanced to see at break of day the solitary child, and there I saw Lucy wandering, walking very calmly, very peacefully into the woods on my morning walk. This is his experience. Now the poem commences. Now he gives more information about Lucy. No mate, no comrade Lucy knew. She dwelt on wide moor, the sweetest thing that ever grew beside a human door. So what here is saying, that she had no friends, neither siblings, and she often wander on the moor, plain land of the village, lonely. She would spend her time only wandering on the plain moor, here and there, and she was the beautiful creation of nature for the human. Therefore he says that the sweetest thing ever grew beside a human door. She was the most beautiful creation of the nature, and therefore she was charming, therefore she was lovely. And again in the third stanza, he has compared indirectly Lucy to the other creation of nature. You it may spy the fawn at play, the hare upon the green, but the sweet face of Lucy Gray will never more be seen. That you might encounter with the fawn, with the hare playing joyously in the ground, in the woods, but You would never ever be able to see Lucy wandering in the moor, in the woods. Why? Because she is no more. And then the incident starts here. Tonight will be a stormy night. You to the town must go and take a lantern, child, to light your mother through the snow. Here, her father is ordering her that tonight is going to be a stormy night, and your mother, she had gone to the neighboring town, and therefore you must go to your mother while carrying a lantern along with you, because it might take her, she might be late, so you would require a lantern to find your path or to find your way home. That was a kind of an order. That, Father, will I gladly do. It is scarcely afternoon. The minister clock had just struck 2, and yonder is the moon. She says that it is just afternoon. Why? Because it had been predicted that snow might come, or snowstorm might come, as he says, in the night. So you must go to fetch your mother back home before the evening. So she says that nothing to worry, I will very gladly do, I will very happily go to mother. And it is just barely afternoon, it is just 2 o'clock, because the church had just struck 2, and there is a moon is far away. So what is she saying? That there is nothing to worry, although there is going to be a storm, because it is just afternoon, the afternoon had just started, so there is nothing to worry. At this, the father raised his hook and snapped a faggot band. He plied his work, and Lucy took the lantern in her hand. And thus, afterwards, the father, he went on to his job, and the Lucy went on to her job to go to her mother. And that was it. Not blither is the mountain row, with many a wanton stroke. Her feet disperse the powdery snow, that rises up like the smoke. So here Lucy is around 8 to 10 years old, a small young child, and she was walking with a thick layer of the snow. So it was very difficult for Lucy to walk between that thick layer of snow, which sometimes her feet were get stuck into the powdery snow. So as she was walking, that there was a dust of snowy flakes, the snowy powder. It was very difficult for Lucy. Imagine the child of 8 to 10 years old, she was walking a very thick layer of a powdery snow. So it was quite difficult, but still she somehow was managing. The storm came on before its time. She wandered up and down, and many a hill did Lucy climb, but never reached the town. So what happened? Unfortunately, the storm came before its time. It was expected that storm would come or hit that village during the night or late evening, but it arrived early, and Lucy, she got panicked. She got bewildered, she got lost, and she did not know what to do, how to handle that situation. So what happened? She started walking hither and thither, and thus in that confusion she climbed many small hills and ascended and descended many small hills, and meanwhile she lost her way. Imagine that, a very young poor child, she lost her way because the snowstorm came early, and she got lost. The wretched parents all that night went shouting far and wide, but there was neither sound nor sight to serve them for a guide. So here her mother, somehow she reached her home, but there was no sign of their daughter Lucy. So the parents started their quest and they were searching for Lucy for the whole night. They were shouting for Lucy, Lucy, but they could not find her. And there was nothing that would guide them. No footprint, no sign of Lucy, no sign of the lantern she was carrying along with her. There was nothing, no sign, no indication that where Lucy might have lost. So they started their way back home. At daybreak, on a hill they stood that overlooked the moor, and thence they saw the bridge of wood a furlong from the door. So finally, when the it dawned, when day broke out, they stood on a very high platform, a small hill, and they spied through all the area. They were searching for some signs of Lucy, the lantern, anything, her scarf, anything, a piece of cloth, but they could not. And long distance, they saw a wooden bridge, and they were crying. They wept and turning homeward cried, "In heaven we all shall meet." When in the snow the mother spied the print of Lucy's feet. So when they had lost all the hope that now their daughter, she probably might have died in the snowstorm. So therefore they said that in heaven we all shall meet. And they were crying, they were weeping that they won't be able to find their daughter. And suddenly her mother, she saw the footprints of Lucy. Then downwards from the stiff hill's edge, they tracked the footmarks small, and through the broken hawthorn hedge, and by the long stone wall. So in such a way, when her mother, she noticed the footmarks of Lucy, they started tracing and tracking those footmarks. They never missed the track of that footmarks, and which they were following very carefully, because they were very hopeful that their daughter, she must be hiding somewhere in the cave, hiding somewhere under the bridge, under the tree. But they were very hopeful. Suddenly there were some hopes for them, and then an open field they crossed. The marks were still the same. They tracked them on, nor ever lost, and the bridge they came, and thus they did not lose any sign, any footmarks of Lucy, and which led them after the open field to a wooden bridge. Now the wooden bridge indicates towards a river, frozen river. And when they followed from the snowy bank those footmarks one by one into the middle of the plank, and further there were none. So as they followed those footmarks of Lucy on that wooden bridge, when they came at the middle of that bridge, suddenly the footmarks of Lucy vanished. There were none. It indicates that she might have fallen into that frozen river, and there she might have lost her life. Because imagine a poor child into a complete darkness, the wind was blowing very fiercely, the snow was falling down. Her fumbled mind, her panic state of mind might have led to somewhere else. Something very disastrous, very scary might have happened to that poor child, or she might have died of fear. We have no idea, nothing has been mentioned here. Yet, and there they could not find, or they never find, the dead body of Lucy. So Lucy became a legend, and as she was loved by the whole village. So what happened afterwards, that yet some maintain that to this day she is a living child, that you may see sweet Lucy Gray upon the lonesome wild. That you would find Lucy, because they never could find the dead body of Lucy. You would encounter with Lucy in the wild, outside of the village, in the woods. And what she does, nothing, she doesn't harm. The apparition of Lucy doesn't harm to the common people. Why? Because she was the good human being. She was the creation of nature, the best thing to the human beings ever had or ever happened to the human beings. Over rough and smooth she strips along and never looks behind and sings a solitary song that whistles in the wind. What Lucy does, she just goes on walking, singing her solitary song, and she never turns back. She just wanders here and there in the woody area, in the wild, and she doesn't harm to villagers. Why? Because she was the great soul. She was the best thing to the humans happened. So therefore, Wordsworth, see, that is the speciality of Wordsworth, that he had always composed poems upon the incidents, upon his imagination. So when his sister Dorothy told him about such an anecdote or such an incident that actually happened, this poem stuck to his mind. And if you find there is nothing in this poem, what Lucy Gray, she got lost, the search of the father, and then the legend that she would walk on in the wilds, apparition, her ghost, her spirit, singing her solitary song, and she would never turn back. That is the romantic imagination of Wordsworth. Although, but it's a very beautiful poem. You should read it. And what you personally think about this poem, you please write in the comment. And if you have liked my presentation, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.